Friends, hello and welcome to my program Short Stories. I have a Tibetan story for you today, the title of which is A Chest of Stones. The names of characters are Tibetan, so hear it intently. Pencu lived a happy life with his wife Lhamo and their sons Dorji, Renchin and Gama in a big tent near a river. Lhamo worked at home, milking and collecting yak dung for fuel. Every morning, Pencu took the livestock up to the mountains, whereas Dorji, Renchin and Gama did much of the housework and helped their mother fetch water. Like that, some 20 years had passed. Pencu and Lhama grew old. One by one, the sons left their parents' home and each one established their own tent. On the other hand, Pencu and Lhamo led simple lives in their old tent and were left with only 2 sheep after they gave their other livestock to their sons. They were now forced to live a simple life and have simple food. One day Lhamo died. Pencu was now all alone. Sometimes later his cousin Tsomu visited his tent and was very sad to see the plight of the old man. He had not eaten for days. He was old, weak and thin. Tsomu gave Pencu some hot milk and barley porridge and said, "Pencu, you don't need to live like this." Then she left the tent and found 2 of Pencu's other relatives. They talked about Pencu for half an hour and then hurried away. That afternoon, Tsomu and the 2 men returned. Tsomu sat beside Pencu and gently said, "You need someone to take care of you. Please come outside the tent and see who they are." Pencu grasped his walking stick and came out of the tent. Outside, there were 3 of his sons waiting for him. They said, "For 1 month, Pencu will live with Dorji, then with Renchin, and the following month with Gama." Pencu did as he was told, but he was treated unkindly by each of them during his stay at their homes. 3 months later, Tsomu came to visit Pencu again. She learned what had happened and was saddened by what she had heard. She whispered something to Pencu and then returned home. The next day, Pencu got up early and told Renchin that he would go to Lhasa. "Many years ago, I had loaned 1,000 gold coins to a man in Lhasa. Now that I have some time left, I'll go to Lhasa and see if I can get back the coins from there." And he mounted a horse and rode away. Some days later, he came back. His sons smiled when they saw him return and helped him get off his horse. They noticed that Pencu was holding a chest and thought it contained money. "Father, did you get the money?" asked Renchin. Pencu said nothing. He sat on the grassland. His 3 sons sat around him. "I was wrong, father," said Renchin and went on sadly. "I am sorry I broke a promise to our mother. She wanted me to take care of you. I didn't keep my promise and was unkind to you." Pencu didn't feel angry. On the contrary, he felt sorry for his son. Renchin went on, "Please come and stay in my tent as long as you wish. I'll be kind to you." Renchin helped Pencu stand up and they walked together to Renchin's tent. Pencu entered the warm tent with his sons. That night, Pencu was happy. He had mutton to eat and milk tea to drink and talked with his sons all night. All his sons were kind to him because they were thinking of the locked chest. They were eager to inherit the money they thought was in it. When Pencu died, his sons were not too sad. They looked at the heavy chest and then looked at each other and smiled. Renchin opened the chest, but it was full of stones. They took the stones out of the chest and found there was no money inside it. They looked at their dead father and shouted angrily at him. Tsomu, Pencu's cousin, heard them from her tent. She knew what had happened and laughed. So friends, the moral of the story is don't part with all your money till you're alive. There is a lot of difference between moneyed and non-moneyed parents. Goodbye and see you soon.